Greetings, this is Victor Randall with the University of Central Florida's Center for Research in Education, Arts, Technology, and Entertainment, or CREATE for short. Today I'm here to tell you how to use Audacity in your classrooms to record audio for your digital stories. So first of all, where do we find Audacity? Well, I'll open up our web browser. You can simply type in Audacity into Google. You'll notice it'll be just about the first link that pops up. So I'm going to click on that link. It'll take me to the Audacity website. I'll click on download. Now, one of the reasons I love to use Audacity, for one thing, it's incredibly powerful, and another thing, it's completely free. It's also multi-platform, as you can see. You can run it on Windows, Mac OS, and also Linux. Now, if you're running Windows 7 or Windows Vista, it's recommended that you download the 1.3 series, which is currently in beta. The example that I'll be using, I'm using the 1.2 series. So take the moment, download Audacity, and we'll get ready to start. So I'm going to close out my browser here and open up Audacity. Now, Audacity has a very simple work environment, as you can see. You'll notice some familiar looking symbols here at the top. A symbol for skipping to the beginning, the play button, record, pause, stop, and of course skip to the end. Over here in this selection of the boxes on the left hand side here, there are a number of other tools that you can use for more advanced editing, but I don't believe you'll need to use those. So first of all, you're going to want to make sure that you have your recording device set up properly so that Audacity can record for you. So since I'm using a Mac OS 10, I'm going to go to Audacity, click Preferences, and then make sure that this recording device is set to my current input. And mine happens to be this AK5370, which is a cheap Logitech USB powered powered microphone. So make sure I have that selected. I'll click OK. If you're running Audacity on Windows, you'll have to click on Edit, and you should see the Properties button there. So in order to get started recording, all I have to do is hit the record button. And as you can see, Audacity automatically opens up a track and starts recording everything that I'm currently saying. You can see those little waveforms, those represent what I'm currently saying. So I'm going to stop. There we go, and I'll hit play so you can listen back to what we've done. As you can see, Audacity automatically opens up a track and starts recording everything that I'm currently saying. You can see those little waveforms, those represent what I'm currently saying. So I'm going to stop. There we go. Nice and simple. Now when it creates a track, you'll notice on the left hand side you'll have another set of controllers. A mute button, a solo button. You can also pan left or right to the left or right channels. You can also turn up the gain or turn down the gain. And what the gain simply does is make the audio louder or softer. So let's say I have one take and maybe I messed up and I want to do another take. Simply all I have to do, hit the record button one more time, and it creates a separate track for me to once again record other audio on. So when I'm done, I'll just hit the stop button, and there I have my second track of audio. Now, if I go back to listen to what this audio sounds like, you'll notice something interesting. As you can see, it creates a separate track, and starts recording other audio. So when I'm done, when you go back to hear playback, it's going to play every track that's currently open. So since there are two tracks, it's going to play both of those tracks simultaneously. So in order to listen back to just one track, I can either choose to mute one of the tracks, or I can hit the solo button and it'll play just the track that is soloed. And it creates a separate track for me to once again record other audio on. So when I'm done, I'll just hit the stop button. There we go. So I'm going to record a third track right quick. Hooray! There we go. Now, let's say we have something in one of the takes that we'd like to add to a previous track, such as this hooray that we have down here at the bottom. So let's say I'm going to add that somewhere to my first track. So I'm going to listen to my first track and see if there's anywhere that I can put it that'll make it make sense. As you can see, Audacity automatically opens up a track and starts recording everything that I'm currently saying. You can see those little waveforms. So let's say I'm going to add hooray after everything that I was saying. Now, doing edits inside of Audacity is very similar to doing an edit in a Word document. I'm going to simply just highlight, cut, and paste things where I'd like for them to go. First, I'm going to turn the solo track off. That way I can manipulate the data in these other tracks. I'm going to go back and select this extra data to the right that I know that I don't want by simply clicking and highlighting. I'll just drag it, and then I'll hit the delete key, and it's all gone. Just to test, I want to make sure that it ends where I want it to, so I'm going to solo this track and listen to it. Alright, sounds good. So I'm going to turn off the solo. I'm going to highlight that hooray that I wanted to add. I'm going to do a copy command, Apple C, or Command C, depending on which OS you're using. I'll move to the space where I want to add the data, and I will do a paste command, in my case, Apple V. And you can see it shows up right on there. So I'll solo my track again, so I can test out and hear what it sounds like. Recording everything that I'm currently saying. Hooray! Alright, sounds like it's the way that I would like for it to be. So now that I have the track the way that I want it, it's time for me to export this as a WAV file. But before I export this WAV file, I'm going to make sure that I delete or mute the other tracks that I'm not using, or else I'll be able to hear all of those 3 tracks playing simultaneously, and that's not what I want. So since I know that I'm not going to be using these other tracks, I'm just going to close them and get rid of them completely, just to be safe. So now it's time for me to export. I'll go to File, Export as WAV. Of course, I'll name my file something relevant to whatever it is your project is. It would more than likely be your student's name.wav. Since I'm doing a demo, I will just name this demo.wav and save it to my desktop. And as we can see, it's appeared right there. And now I'll also save a Audacity project file. Do File, Save Project As. I'll click OK. I'll change this from untitled to demo, and also save that on my desktop. So I'll quit Audacity, and we're going to listen to that WAV file that we just created. So I'm going to open this up and QuickTime Player right quick. Let's see what we have. As you can see, Audacity automatically opens up a track and starts recording everything that I'm currently saying. Hooray! There we go. So you might be wondering right now, what's the difference between this WAV file that I created and this project file? The WAV file by itself is just a collection of audio data. It's just me talking. Now this other project file here, this is something that belongs to Audacity. This opens up the entire project that was in Audacity. So when I double click on it, you'll see Audacity will open. And there it has the track, and it's got my audio data right there, and everything for me to continue working on the project if I needed to. So I'll click Audacity. And there you have it. That's how you use Audacity. Hopefully you'll find this very useful and continue to use it in your classrooms. Thank you.